The Tobacco Farm Life Museum in Kinley, North Carolina presents another Sharing Our Heritage video for your enjoyment. We're more than just about tobacco. We're all about life in rural North Carolina on a farmstead in the late 1880s to the early and mid 1900s.
Well, this right here is the fat meat that comes off the hog that you will take and dry it up and make a lard and cracklin out of it. This is what this would be.
Well, lard, drying lard, in today's society might not sound like a good thing to be doing, but to just a few years ago, the lard was one of the most important ingredients in the pig. That's first of all, because it was used in making biscuits. It was used in anything that was fried. They fried it in pork lard, fried chicken, pork chops, fish, anything you fried. It was used to make soap with, and that's what this that I'm doing today. They'll have a soap demonstration later on, and they'll use this lard for that soap. And for that reason, I'm going to cook it a little bit fast, because if I tend to scorch it just a little bit, it won't hurt anything from making soap, because in the old days that's the lard they would use, is that they might mess up. You have to cook it just like you would any other meat or any other flesh. You have to cook it slowly, because what we're doing is moving the water that's encased in the cubes of fat. We're moving that water out. We're getting rid of it, and at the same time we're extracting the fat, the lard that's actually in the flesh part. And when we get done, we'll have lard, and we'll have what we call cracklins, which is what's left, and they're very, very, very good to eat. Cracklins are. Some people like them the same way you like Christmas candy. You don't get them but one time a year for just a short period of time, and they're gone. But it's just a process, basically, of removing the water and the liquid fat from the solid flesh, and that's what we're doing. And a normal lard pot would take, probably, to do it properly, 6 hours, maybe even 8 hours, depending on how large the pot was. But I say I'm going to do this one in about 3 hours, because we're dealing with a small amount, and not even a half a pot full of lard. It's for demonstration purposes. I'll probably put maybe a gallon of water, a gallon and a half at the most, just enough to loosen the lard up. And as you can see, it's getting really floppy now. And it's really swollen up now. It's gotten firm. It's absorbed the heat, and the steam you see is water. It's some of the water that I put in the pot, and some of it's coming from the lard too. When I get done, all the water will be out of the pot and out of the meat. No, I just said this lard, the cubes of lard is a little bit bigger than we would have done it at our house. We would have probably cut those one more time, or maybe a third of that off, simply because it would dry up faster, smaller pieces, and the cracklins themselves would be finer, would be smaller. Because the best cracklins are always the ones that crumbled up. But right now, I cannot leave this pot right now, because it's in its first critical stage, which is what we call the swell, and it'll stick. That little bit of water I put in there, I can't even find it right now. It's all tied up inside this fat right now. But as it cooks and it'll start shrinking before I'll say within the next 45 minutes, it'll start to shrinking, and then I can already notice that it's starting to loosen up just a little bit. And once it starts to shrinking, that would be actually a sign that the lard itself has started coming out of the flesh. It's starting to actually make lard. But as long as there's steam like we see right here coming off of it, there's still water in the pot. When the lard finishes, there'll be no steam coming off of it. I just poured that cold water in, so if you first thing you notice is the steaming quit, because it's just cooled it down. Now you can see it's already starting to turn to milk. It's already entering the milk stage right now. I don't know if you can see that on your camera or not, but it's already started into the milk stage. All that means is the water is white. There's a little bit of lard already being extracted. We're 95% there. The lard is pretty much made. There's still just a few pieces of fat that have not completely fried out yet, but I press the ones I don't think have completely cooked. I'll press them against the pot.
Excuse me.
And if they're not completely cooked, they'll squeal and they'll pop open. See how red they're getting? We cooked them a little bit long. That's the reason they got red. We got a little bit hot on them a while ago, but they're gonna use the lard for a soap demonstration. They got hot the last few minutes. That's why it turned red. It's still hot. These crackins will not be very good to eat. When they get that red, you cook them a little too fast. But I try to have them done by 12 o'clock, and that's what I'm doing. But the lard will still be good for making soap. No, we're going to do two different kinds.
Oh, well, there you go.
Lock your hands together.
I know. That's just what we...
Some kind of... Yeah, they make lard. Now comes the fun part. Got to clean the pot.
To experience firsthand our heritage like this and much more, plan your visit to the Tobacco Farm Life Museum today. School groups, scouts, excursion tours, church and seniors groups, and individuals will all learn from and enjoy your time here. And to find out more, please visit our website, like us on Facebook, or call us. Hope to see you all real soon.